think,
A very good morning, my dear friends. I welcome to all to this Globetrotters Toastmaster Club. Before starting the meeting, I would like to share the ground rules which we generally follow in our Toastmaster International Club. I would like to request to all, please rename yourself all the Toastmaster prefix to your name as TM, guest as guest, and the role players as per your role. All the speakers are requested. Please do a quick audio video check before starting of your speech. I would like to request to please keep your audio on mute in case you are not speaking, and if your video is on, please maintain proper posture. Please do not talk of sex, religion, or politics in a derogatory manner. In Toastmasters, we have a mission. Here we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop their communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. It is now the time to greet our principal, who is Market Access Manager by profession, who is my mentor also. He has been in Toastmaster since 2 years. So, ladies and gentlemen, please help me to welcome our principal, who is a very kind-hearted person, Toastmaster Mrinal Kanti Ghosh. Toastmaster Mrinal Kanti Ghosh, sir, please take the control of this podium.
thank you so much. I just urge you, everyone, please unmute yourself and clap for our energetic Toastmaster movement. You set a contest in the right way, so that's the important. We should start in the right contest. And today is one of the important day for our club because our new EC will be formed for our next term. And apart from that, today I want to discuss with you why each and everyone should take an initiative in leadership role. As a self-directed leadership, take time to reflect. But why self-directed leaders? What are the things are the key factors to becoming a self-directed leader? One thing is important is we should know the self-awareness. If anyone want to take the role of any EC role, starting from president, VP Edu, maybe vice president membership, VP peer, secretary, treasurer, or sergeant arms. This would reflect yourself why I want to take the role as this EC member. And then so that's why I think self-awareness is required, whether within Toastmaster or outside Toastmaster. Second part I just want to discuss with all of you regarding goal setting. We should set our goal within Toastmaster or outside Toastmaster, maybe short term or maybe long term. Within 1 year, where you want to see as a speaker or as a leader in Toastmaster or even in outside. And then proper progress you need to identify. So that is very much important. So that's why actually I'm telling you that goal setting, suppose those who keen to interest, why they take a role in EC committee. The thing is that where they want to see after 1 year. And definitely those who are the part of EC committee, they will not only learn the communication skill, also they can learn the leadership skill that will help them to achieve their professional goals. Third, I think most important component I'm talking about, learning agility. It's very much important. We all hear, I know that in Sunday, we may be sleeping or maybe we spend some time with friends, circle or anything else, but we spend quality of time, we devoted 2 hours time because it's all about learning agility. And we should have, each and every member should have learning agility to becoming a better version of ourselves. And fourth thing I think is very much important. I'll one day I'll discuss it with you regarding all this thing, accountability. So where actually most of the people are lacking, whatever role you have to take within Toastmaster or outside, you should have accountable for that. And ultimately you will gain. Normally what happens, you can see in our meeting also, very few members only take a responsibility. And sometimes many members, they don't think, why should I do that? Should I earn anything, any extra money from this platform? But thing is that when you take accountability, you don't know what you learn as a person. And that is incredible journey of your life. I must say that. And another thing with accountability, another thing I think I just want to discuss with all of you, that is initiative. We all should initiate our whatever I want to do, whatever. Like I'll just give a small example of in our group today, Kamal. So Kamal is doing excellent job as a VPPA, and right now is a committee member of our district, and this is possible because of initiative, a lot of hard work, and lot of creativity. And that's why that's our flyers, our videos are in different level nowadays, and that is possible because of Kamal and their entire supporting function team of VPPN. So that's initiative create a leader as a Kamal. So that part actually I just want to say with you. And another thing, I just to point more, self motivation. So self motivation is, I think, key critical factor for success of any person's. Whatever or wherever you are or which position you are, you should be self-motivated. Ups and downs is our part of life, but we should be in the proper direction. If you self-motivated, nobody can stop you from success, whatever goals we have. So that's all. Actually, just today I'm discussing about all these things why regarding self-awareness, goal setting, learning agility, accountability, initiative, self-motivations. These all are very critical for our success factor. And within Toastmaster or as well as outside Toastmaster. I just urge you, try to reflect yourself as a leader, because self-directed leader take time to reflect. But when you reflect, you are certainly a different kind of persons by professionally or personally. So that's not actually I thought this is a very relevant for us today because our club already achieved the Golden Gavel Award this year, and many members. Uh, uh, Today, actually, I received a mail from a district also that our Toastmaster Susmita Samant also received Triple Crown Award, and another person also verge of achieving Triple Crown Award. So many milestones we are already achieved as a club, and that is possible because of our EC members, all the supporting members of GTC, and also definitely division level, direct district level, all support us to becoming one of the best clubs right now in District 124. So with that note, I just want to hand over the sessions today to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Kamal. So I already explained about the Kamal. I don't want to see anything more I discuss with Kamal. Simple, what is that? He's very sincere, dedicated, and very creative persons. So over to you, Toastmaster Kamal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Minal. A warm greetings to everyone present in this Sunday morning meeting. Our presiding officer, Toastmaster Minal, has set the tone with right way. We talk about goal setting. I'll talk about goal setting, but in a different way. But to begin with, I would like to ask all of you a question. How many of you have done any physical activities for the morning? And maybe going to gym, morning walk, running, swimming?
Not today.
No one. Okay, only one hand. Okay, only one raise of hand. Okay, so there are two kind of people in this world. One who are super fitness freak. They will go to the gym, maybe playing sport regularly, swimming, morning walk. They will be super active and they will do this without any motivation. They are self-driven. And the other part, those people who maybe a fine morning would go to wear their favorite shirt, and when they are going to button that shirt, they will realize that their cute belly has grown up they are unable to button their shirt. Maybe their belt is required an extra hole. So I belong to that second part, and I believe many people of us who are present here also belong to that second part. So few months back, I actually failed that scenario while I tried to button up my shirt. I felt that it actually was not fitting in my body. I felt that I need to go to gym. I need to do fitness workout. So I took admission in my local area gym. I went there, and I went there with very much enthusiasm. I set goal that I will do this within 1 week. After 1 month, I will be there. My waist size will reduce to this. But the first day I returned home with a full body of pain. And the second day, I was walking, moving, turning, all in slow motion. And I actually took a decision that I won't go to the gym. Rather, I would buy a new shirt with a larger size. I know it was not a wise decision. So I will continue with my story. But let me talk about how a normal Toastmasters meeting works. There are actually three sections. The first section is the prepared speech section, where the prepared speaker prepared speech well in advance, get it mentored, and then deliver it. The second section is the exciting session, the table topic session, where our impromptu speaking ability is tested. But for today, we are skipping the second session. And the final session is most important, the evaluation session, where we get to know how we can improve, where is our fault, where we can do better. And having said that, to do this, we have a general evaluator today with us, the person who is currently the area J2 director. Please help me welcome the general evaluator for today, Toastmaster Vishwaraj Vishwas.
Thank you so much. Can we give it up for the energetic Toastmaster of the day? This morning, I'm playing the role of a general evaluator. Now, what does a general evaluator do? In simple terms, a general evaluator is like a referee in a football match. So my job has already started right from the time that the SAR has started the meeting. My job is to evaluate the entire session from the start till the end, and I'll be noting down points where I felt we did excellent as a group, as well as points where I felt we could have done a little better than what we are doing today. This is a humongous task, a huge one, and cannot be done all by myself. And for this, I have with me role players. Just as in a football match, we have got assistant referees. In Toastmasters, we call them as the tag team, the timer, the R counter, and the grammarian. So calling on the podium, the timer for today, Toastmaster Moboni.
Hi, this is Moboni, the watchman or timer for today's meeting. Today, here is only the prepared speech section. There is no table topic speech section. That's why the time limit is 5 minutes to 7 minutes. Where during 5 minutes, I will show the green card. During 6 minutes, I will show the yellow card. And the 7 minutes, I will show the red card. But in case of our second speech, the time duration is little bit more. For that, during 15 minutes, I will show the green card. During 18 minutes, I will show the yellow card. And after 20 minutes, I will show the red card. These all are from my side. But before that, I will want to share my timer's card. Is it visible?
Yes, it is visible. We can see the red card,
Okay.
the yellow card,
Okay.
and the green card. And the default white, of course.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Timer, for explaining to us what your role is going to be like. Next, calling on the podium is the R counter for today. And our counter for today is Distinguished Toastmaster Gayatri Deshmukh. Calling on the podium, Gayatri, to explain your role.
Thank you so much, Mr. General Evaluator. Did you all know that 75% of the times when our counter is called upon stage, our counter begins their description of role with an so, but, or some of the filler or crutch words. What are these filler or crutch words? Filler words or crutch words are the words which we tend to use in our speech when we are not sure what we want to speak the next. We are not sure if we have our thoughts gathered to express ourselves, or sometimes it is just a mannerism we have picked up on the way. In either of the case, these are the words which are kind of hurdles in our day-to-day speaking. To eliminate them, here I am sitting, your our counter for today, to tell you exactly which words are proving to be hurdles in your speaking journey. There is another aspect to my role, and that would be, well, just let's say all those sounds. Sometimes it is not the words that we resort to build that bridge between that awkward silence. What do we do to eliminate that awkward silence? We usually fill in it words like, sounds like ahs, ums, oh, and stuff like that. Here I'm sitting to ensure that I make a note of every sound which is proving to be a hurdle or a hoop in your speaking journey. I shall present my report when called upon by the general evaluator. As far as journey till now is concerned, we have had a few double crutches from our Toastmaster of the day. Our general evaluator started his entire segment with the word so, and there are a few others as well, which I will tell about towards the end. So beware, I'm watching, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Madam our counter, for explaining to us what your role is going to be like with a very vivid description of what it is actually with the backdrop and the foreground. We hope that she will be keeping a track of the uhs and ums, even the ones which I am telling right now, and will be presented towards the end of the meeting. Moving on to the grammarian of the day, it is Toastmaster Kshitij. So calling on the podium, Kshitij, to explain to us what your role is going to be like today.
Hi everyone, good morning to this fateful Sunday meeting. Today, as the grammarian for the meeting, my role is to take note of any improper usages of grammar, listen carefully to all the exceptional usage of grammar, and also take a note of any outstanding words or quotes that have been used during the meeting. It is also my duty to present to you the word of the day. So the word of the day is serendipity. Let me just, yeah. So serendipity, it means the occurrence of fortunate events by chance or luck, resulting in pleasant surprises or valuable discoveries. An example, if you can just read, during their hike, they took a wrong turn and ended up discovering a breathtaking hidden waterfall, a serendipitous encounter in the midst of nature. So let me repeat the word of the day. It's serendipity. It shall be my background, and I'll also put it in the chat for anyone to reference throughout the meeting. But over to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kshitij. That is a brief introduction of my tag team. Along with that, there are speakers with their individual evaluators. We'll come back to that portion in a while. Let us enjoy the ride that the Toastmaster of the day has for us. Handing the podium back to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Kamal. The podium is all yours.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. So the General Evaluator and his tag team players are ready for the action, I guess. So now we move to the first section, the PPSP section. Before calling the first speaker, I would like to call the evaluator to read out the speech objective for the first speaker. Toastmaster Debanjan.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. So I'm going to evaluate today Toastmaster Arindam, who is going to deliver his level 3, project 3 from dynamic leadership. The purpose of the speech is for the member to practice using a story within the speech or giving a speech that is a story. Timer, please note the time limit for this speech is about 5 to 7 minutes. I will provide my evaluation report at the end of the day when I'll be called upon to do so by the general evaluator. All the best, Toastmaster Arindam, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you,
Thank
Toastmaster
you.
Devanjana. I can see our speaker is ready. So before I start, do you need any audio video check or are you good to go? Toastmaster Arindam? Okay. So Toastmaster Arindam, the diary of a nobody. The diary of a nobody, Toastmaster Arindam. Socrates uttered, I am the wisest man alive, for I know that I do not know anything. What did he mean to say was, to be somebody, you need to be nobody. Everybody wants to be somebody, but we are all a bunch of nobodies, isn't it? And to become somebody, it's a difficult task because life always fools you into telling that no, it's best to just be nobody. Fellow Toastmasters, dear guests, and as I may acknowledge, my fellow nobodies. Let me take you on a trip to a time when I tried to be somebody. I was 18. I had almost flunked my board examination, and I was somehow feeling bad about my results when my father came one evening jubilant. It is apparently that despite my poor results, I had acceptance letters from two colleges, one to study English and second to study engineering. And my father said, son, now what do you want to pursue? I could have debated and opted to choose English, which I really wanted to study, but I could see the happiness in my father's face and I did not want it to recede. He wanted me to become an engineer. And so I agreed to study engineering. A few days ago, my girlfriend asked me, why did you have to do it? And I replied, I was a nobody trying to be somebody. 4 years of engineering followed. And I wonder I could have indulged myself in a much more artistic pursuit. The same cycle of programming, coding, debugging, it bogged me down. And I energized myself with starting a blog, directing a short film, and also jamming with my friends late night. Now, when I was sitting before an interviewer during my time of campus placements, I was cosmetic. I knew I was fiending, yet I went on to brag about my not so good computer skills. Now I wonder, why did I do that? Why did I lie? I could have rather told about my creative skills that I pursued in my college days. Perhaps I was just trying to be somebody, being a nobody. I passed out of college. I had graduated without a job. I had also decided to not sit for any further campus placement interviews and take on a plunge to become an entrepreneur. I teamed up with a friend of mine and indulged in a content writing gig. We had big plans with our collaborative and wanted to perhaps become at least a good entrepreneur. And that's when my father called. Hello, son, I'm going to retire in a few months. And by that time, you should get a job. Otherwise, I won't be able to fend your expenses anymore. I could have told my father that I wanted to pursue my writing gig that day, but I did not. Banking was the easiest industry to get into. I started preparing, gave a handful of tests, and within 8 months, I had 3 jobs. But along this while, I was carrying on with my content writing gig with my partner. And now it was the time to broach him that I wanted to part away. What? How can you do this to me? I have put my career online. I have invested my time. And now you're saying that you want to run away from this? And you never wanted to be a banker anyway. But I was paused mid-sentence. You know what? You are a very ungrateful person, Arindam. And I scoffed at him, ridiculed, insulted like I never thought before from my own friend. But what could I have explained to him? I simply said, I am a nobody trying to be somebody. A year on the job, I reconnected with my friend again. And this time, I apologized to him, saying and acknowledging that he was indeed right. I may not have disliked my job, but I never envisioned myself as a banker. And that is when he asked me what I really wanted to do in life. After a bit of hesitation, I confessed that I really wanted to be a storyteller. He took my phone, typed something on Chrome, and it directed us to a page called Toastmasters International. And I was surprised. What was this all about? I asked him how come he knew about it. And he said, you wanted to tell stories, right? Why don't you join Toastmasters? And he added, once a Toastmaster, always a Toastmaster. So I joined a club and started my journey with Globetrotters Toastmasters Club. It was on the verge of its foundation. I attended one of its demo meetings. I was nervous, yet I participated in what was called a session of table topics. And I spoke my heart out, overshooting the time, and I realized that my friend was right. I could think out loud in front of these strangers. Over a span of 2 years, I have written 9 stories. This is my 10th one. And I feel very proud of my transformation as I chronicle my diary, connecting with you all through storytelling. Today, I can proudly say that I am a storyteller from my heart. I might have choices, and not always I had taken the decisions that I was supposed to or like to, but I never lost my grip. But broadly speaking, I am still a nobody trying to be somebody. Aren't we all? Aren't you too, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day? A big round of applause for our first speaker, Toastmaster Arindam. Okay, now it's time to move to our second speaker. And I would like to call the evaluator first, distinguished Toastmaster Bodhishankar Ghosh. Sir, please read the speech objective for the second speaker.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Am I audible? Okay, thank you. So the speaker coming up next is giving an elective speech from the pathway. Let me dig out which pathway this is. Right, from the strategic relationship path, it is an elective module, question and answers of the level 4. And what we are looking for in the speech is for the member to practice delivering an informative speech and running a well-organized question and answer session. The member is responsible for managing time, so there is adequate opportunity for both. So first we will hear a speech, an informative speech, and then we will see the member handle a question and answer session. The total time allotted is 15 to 20 minutes. So I believe timer, please show the green card at 15 minutes, the yellow card at maybe 17.5 minutes, and the red card at 20 minutes. 15, 17.5, and 20 minutes. Right? Over to you, Kamal, to continue.
Thank you, sir. So I can see the speaker is ready. Toastmaster Meena, do you need any audio video check?
Am I audible and visible?
Yes, yes, yes. Perfect. So, are you good to go?
If I may request the timer to raise hands, I'll be in the gallery mode. It's my request, please.
Timer.
Okay.
So for Meena, I'll be play a role as a timer. I'll show timer cut in the background.
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
from Toastmaster Meena.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Meenal. So, Toastmaster Meena, I scorned, I shivered until I learned the art of evaluating. I scorned, I shivered until I learned the art of evaluating. Toastmaster Meena.
I scorned. And I had shivers. And I just wanted to run away. Just run away from it, not just for days, weeks, but months together. Because deep within, I had doubt. I didn't have confidence. I always felt, am I capable enough? Do I know something? Can I do it? These were the questions that always taunted me and always made me dreadful. Especially when my VP Ed would walk up to me and say, Meena, you need to take up evaluation. And I would say, no, please. I ran away, and I ran away. Until one day, the president confronted me and told, Meena, we have just chartered this club. We are one DCP point away from being a distinguished club. Your evaluation would add one DCP point, which means level 1 completion. Please, for God's sake, being in XCOM, give your evaluation. Now, I had to. I cannot say I have fears because my baby club came in front of me and I understood how important that level 1 was for my club. I went ahead with the condition I will evaluate, but only icebreaker speech. My president nodded. We had a member onboarded real soon, and icebreaker speech was given to me. With all confidence, I went on the stage and told, Dear target speaker, and literally vomited all the content shared with us that evening. I don't know what value I added to the speaker, but certainly I was awarded as the best role taker. This added confidence to me, just as the way SA always says in the club mission, adding confidence for personal growth and self-confidence, I can say it amplified. And every time a new member was onboarded to meet the DCP points, my president fervently forwarded the icebreaker speeches evaluation to me. I took it up with diligence. I did the same. Vomit all the content and say, you are the best. And I was awarded the best role taker every time. And I felt evaluation is pretty easy. Just take the content, vomit it, literally vomit it, and you will be awarded the best role taker. What more? And I kept doing the same until one day when I got a chance to witness an area contest. My president was next to me. She was participating as a contestant in the area evaluation contest. I was thinking, let me evaluate the speaker in my head and share the insights to her so that we are going to win. I was new to Toastmasters, you see. I didn't know the laws and rules that guides and governs of what goes into contests. And as I saw the speaker and I listened to her, she was flawless, beautiful, magnificent, not just beauty, the way she delivered her speech. And I felt, oh my God, this would be a tough time for my president. How would she even walk up on the stage and evaluate such a beautiful speech, which was so flawless? And I kept waiting for my president's turn when the evaluators walked up on the stage. Evaluator 1, Evaluator 2, Evaluator 3. And the purpose shifted to what my president will deliver to, oh my God, this was a profound speech. And the evaluators are adding such insights and values to elevate the speaker. At one time, I felt, oh God, the speaker should be feeling pity. When she did such a great job, people are giving feedback just to say, you could have been better, you could have been better, you could have been better. What more? It's a face slap amongst this humongous crowd. But she was fervently noting down all the points. And then the focus again shifted to the evaluators, to the insights they were sharing. And that is when I realized evaluation isn't about just vomiting the content shared by the speaker, but acknowledging the strengths they have and equally challenging them to how they can be elevated. And equally, we are learning in this process. With this thought, I went back to my club and I told my VP8, I will take up evaluation, but this time L1, P2. I was very clear with my conditions. She told, fine, let's give you one L1, P2 evaluation. And slowly, L1, P3, L1, P4. And that's when I realized for every time while we evaluate, every opportunity is our first time. And trust me, every time an speaker will elevate us as an evaluator. Let me share why. But before that, I see a couple of people just going off. I know it is Sunday brunch time. Please come on the camera. I have a question for each of you. Let's have all of them on camera. Yes, people are joining in. Yeah, fine. My question is, have you equally felt dreadful when you took up your first evaluation? Yes, raise of hands. No, yes, yes. Or, okay, and people here who have not still taken up evaluation, just like me, running away from the evaluations. Anyone here? Distinguished Toastmaster Gayatri. Okay, I still run away sometimes. So partially, I will still agree with you because I get the feel. Yeah. So what I want to share with each of you for being dreadful, if you have still not come out, is every time is the first time. Connect with the speaker and ask them, what is it that you are looking forward in the speech? And they will give you insights. And those insights are so profound that you wouldn't even have considered in your evaluation of how you need to evaluate. Evaluation isn't just a brick and what you're going to deliver. Is it good? Is it bad? It's beyond. It's connecting with the speaker himself or herself. And one more thing, when you feel low with confidence, dreadful, just like the way I would feel, always put yourself with the speaker. If you see, oh my God, distinguished Toastmaster, oh my God, 10 years of experience, oh my God, you will still have self-doubts. You can never evaluate with the comfort and to what way you can add value to the speaker. Or if you see a speaker, a icebreaker, I'm doing good, I'm great, you can still never add value to the speaker. You will be a critic. Just finding all the flaws, just making sure the speaker will run away. Forget about you running away from evaluation. So call the speaker, be in the same pace, ask them what is it they want. And sometimes I have even told the speakers, I have never evaluated the speech. Is it okay if I evaluate? And there is a place where I have got a lot of self-confidence. For instance, when I had to evaluate distinguished Toastmaster Gayatri's speech last week, she clearly understood I have never evaluated the speech. I was always behind running what are the details that goes into project. She gave me a call and she told, do not look for what goes into the project because those are just the insights shared by Toastmaster International. And the speaker can still bring out the creativity of what they want to bring. And that put me in a lot of comfort zone. From running away, I need to know what the objectives are. Apart from the objectives, what the project says. I sat with the speaker to see what is it that I have. What is the journey she's going to take me with? The third and the most important thing is, along the way you share feedback, ask the speaker to give feedback for your evaluation. That is where you get to know, did you make a mistake? Is it something that you can work upon? Was some point not clearly elicited? You will get to know a lot of insights. And most importantly, while you're evaluating, please look into the objectives of the speech. There are times where we do not read the objectives. We look into what is it? Is it voice modulation? Is it that? Is it this? We have a framework, but the objectives, is it met? Please read through. And I read it 8 times, 10 times to make sure that I don't miss out the little details that is mentioned in the objectives. And while you're evaluating, what is it that you have to do? Please scroll and see what is given in the Toastmasters International. You have all the details. Voice modulation, body language, what is it? Audience connect, comfort, all of it is mentioned. And you have to rate from 1 to 5. How do you rate? And every time I receive evaluation, I've been given 4 and 5, 4 and 5. And I wonder, what is it that I can work upon now? And I even sometimes call up these people and ask, why did you give me 5? Because I told you your best. Is it certainly that way? I certainly know I have a lot to learn and grow. 1 and 2, what I believe, 1 and 2 is the speaker has just began trying something they can still work upon, like talking fluently, connecting with the audience or having the comfort zone. If they're still nervous, maybe I rate them with 1 and 2 and I give inputs of where they can go. 3, they're quite comfortable. They're doing a decent job, a good job. Give them a 3. 4 and 5, they sound very professional. And you want to challenge them with something is where you have to start surfing. That's something that I always do. I keep surfing. I look for the content on net. What is it? What are the elements that goes into body language? What are the elements that goes into vocal variety? I keep searching, and that's how we constantly grow, because you need to challenge the speaker while you give a 4 and a 5. So these are the elements that I look forward, or I would say these are the elements that I have learned and I always look forward while I'm evaluating. Now comes the framework. Who hasn't heard of sandwich method? Raise of hands. Who hasn't heard? Who hasn't heard? Who hasn't heard? Mrinal, you haven't heard sandwich framework? Okay. So all of us are aware of the framework. And what I always feel is, let's share our L1P2 objectives. What is the general purpose of the speech? What is the message the speaker made me feel? Give that as an insight and go with the positives and negatives that we've always learned in the sandwich method. And then how did the speaker make you feel? Elevate them with a positive tone. With that, don't forget to share your evaluation resource to the speaker, please. Because they have to file, because again, presidents will come back and say, you have given your speech, Meena, but we need the evaluation resource to approve the level. And that's also a beautiful way to connect with the speaker to know what feedback you can receive while you share the evaluation resource. So far with me, everyone, raise of hands, 2 hands, both the hands. 1 hand is like you're halfway with me. 2 hands, you're 2 ways with me. Both the ways, yeah, that's good. There are people, okay, there is some sound happening in the next house. I request to please ignore that. Okay, so now the question and answer session, I would ask people, what kind of questions do you feel while you have to evaluate a person or a speech, not a person, a speech? I hope I am audible, by the way. I know the sound is pretty much audible. Yeah. So any questions? Yeah, yes, Toastmaster Biswas.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I have a question for you. You imagine yourself at an area or a division contest. If you are a participant evaluating a target speaker, what do? Do you evaluate to win, or do you evaluate to make a difference in the life of the speaker?
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Biswas. Let me tell you, I have not taken part, I've not participated in the contest of evaluation yet, but I have taken a voting judge's role with the sole purpose to understand what goes in for the contest. While you go on the stage that you want to win, you're putting the speaker here. You're putting yourself here. You only find, you turn to be a critic. You only want to say what went bad because you want to win. So put aside the thought that I want to win or whoever is participating. Forget it's a contest. I know there are some jitters. Always we will have that anxiety and all the fears. Look to the speaker and just make the connect that you have. What are the things that I enjoyed being with the speaker, listening to the speaker? What perspectives can I add for the speaker to grow? And for this, another analogy is we all Indians are movie buffs. We can stay with the movie for 3 hours. So certainly we can stay with the speaker for 5 to 7 minutes. And we never go to the movie to say, oh, this is Rajmouli's direction. We always go to the movie with a fresh perspective of what is in the story for us. While we can add insights to how good a movie can be, certainly during a contest, each of us, you, anyone, can certainly add value to the speaker. So go with a fresh perspective and share your insights. Does that help?
Yeah, that helps. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you so much. Do we have any other questions? Or how do you feel? Or maybe you can even share insights. Have you felt, yeah, this helps? Anyone? Thumbs down, thumbs up. Yeah, yes, Toastmaster Ruby, you have a question.
Yeah, ma'am, I'm very new in this Toastmaster club and I totally don't know about this sandwich concept, the sandwich method. Could you please explain briefly this?
Yes, thank you so much, Toastmaster Ruby. Trust me, even I didn't know what sandwich method was. Well, I took up evaluation, just like the way I told, I vomited all the content the speaker had shared. What goes into sandwich method is, first thing, you share insights of, this is my understanding of sandwich method, of what did the speaker make you feel? Second, they give an analogy of a burger, like the patty and all the other crux is the crucial part, and you have the two breads or the buns just like an outer line. So what goes in the crux is, how did the speaker made you feel? What is the good things the speaker? What are the highlights that you see? You have a couple of elements in your evaluation sheet when you scroll down. Once you start taking up evaluation, just like me, you will have jitters and slow, you will get over what element each of it brings. So don't worry about it. So you're going to give in a positive note, and then you're going to add something what they can challenge themselves with, just like the crux. And then you're going to close it beautifully with a cherry on the top of the burger, which to say how well it was, and a summation to give them a burger so that they can enjoy and eat. So this goes, and you can have a lot of details on this on YouTube. You just go to YouTube and put sandwich method evaluation. You will get a lot of insights. Does it help?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, and wishing you the very best in your journey.
Thank you.
Okay, now I don't know, Mrinal, is there a question or you, because you're a timer, you've raised hand? Do you have a question?
So I think questions from Gayatri.
Yes, distinguished Toastmaster Gayatri.
Okay. I didn't really have a question because I usually avoid putting any speaker on the spot, but here is what I would like to do. There was a question regarding the contest. A lot of times, forget about the contest, even in the meetings, a lot of participants are focused on getting maximum votes as the best evaluator in terms of role player. In that attempt, more focus is given on the flowery language, coming up with acronyms, and thinking more about the code they want to begin with rather than focusing on the recommendations on content, suggestions on what can make the content better, or focusing on the overall delivery part. What is your recommendation to this particular thought process? focused
Yeah.
on all the flowery aspects instead of the actual content.
Yes. There might be people who are very good in your vocabulary. They get quotes just that way because they're good readers. For them, it comes at ease. So if it's something that's coming to you at ease, you can use it as your strength. And for people like me who doesn't get even a single quote in the head, where you can't come up with acronyms, you don't get anything, don't worry about it. Just focus on what do you want to say to the speaker? Can the speaker understand what we say? That's all that matters, and that's all that is important for me, because I can't come up with the acronyms. I never get acronyms in my head. So don't pester or don't worry about it if you're not getting it. If you're good at it, go with it. But again, remember, the speech evaluation for everyone it's not about how we bring things, it's about what value we add. Evaluation is also equally what insights the audience get along with the speaker. That's the major focus. So if that is there, go ahead with the flowery words. Why not? Enjoy your evaluation. Does that add, Gayatri? Thank you so much. And also, one more thing I wanted to say is, if you get a chance to evaluate distinguished Toastmasters, go ahead and evaluate, because they bring in a tough time. They have such profound speeches. They have a lot of insights. The delivery style is so perfect. They challenge you to what can you add in evaluation. And that's the beauty. So that would be something that I would add for everyone, because even I fear taking up evaluation for distinguished Toastmasters at the start. So do we have any other questions? And if you're someone like me on mute or really feeling scared to ask question, that's fine. You have 30 seconds, maybe one quick question. Can just jump in. Toastmaster Kamal, yes. I don't know if you're getting ready for the role or you want to have a question. Okay, so just one thing I want to share at the end is, each of you and every one of us have got these jitters. We have ran away, and that's totally okay. Jump into the notion of evaluating the speeches. It's not the people or the person you're evaluating, it's the content. And start discovering yourself and start enjoying this process. So if you have any questions that you felt not so okay to ask now, I will surely share my contact. You can drop me an email, I'll get in touch with you and we can discuss. That's how we learn together. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
A big round of applause for the speaker for this wonderful speech session. Okay, so in the first part of the meeting, I was talking about exercise, my experience with the gym. And now I'd like to tell that I find some similarities between a gym and the Toastmasters club. In gym, we go for exercise, keeping ourselves fit. In Toastmasters, we do the exercise of our communication leadership skills to keep us presentable more. And in both the cases, we need so much effort, patience. I can't expect going to the gym that I expected actually going to the gym, do some push-ups, and I will reduce my belly fat. In Toastmasters, similarly, I can't expect anything all of a sudden. And also one thing I find similarity is the guidance. Imagine that you have gone to a gym and there is no trainer. You can see so many instruments. You don't know how to start, which exercise to do, which will work for you. Similarly, in Toastmaster, imagine you don't have a mentor. You don't know how to do a role, how to prepare a speech, if the speech is structured well or not. We'll feel lost. So in both the cases, we need a guidance, a mentor who can guide us to improve better. And having said that, it's time for our mentor for the day, who will guide us to do better, how we have performed till now. So please help me welcome General Evaluator Toastmaster Vishwaraj for his evaluation.
Thank you so much. Can we keep the applause going for our gym trainer or Toastmaster Kamal for that wonderful presentation of the TMOD so far? Moving on with the general evaluation section, we had two speakers today, Toastmaster Arindam, who was evaluated by Toastmaster Devanjana. So I'll call on the podium Devanjana to present her report of the evaluation of the first speaker.
Thank you, Sir General Evaluator. Firstly, I would like to congratulate Toastmaster Arindam for successfully completing your level 3. It was my absolute pleasure to evaluate a storytelling speech because it's like one of my favorite and of all the time, because I believe a good storyteller can become a great persuasive leader. So coming back to your story, your speech has included most of the critical elements of the storytelling ingredients. So I was completely mesmerized by how amazingly you have curated and articulated your thoughts. Like you have, it was like you have just, there was an empty canvas and you have just painted it with your thoughts and then you have delivered it to the audience. That helped in capturing the audience attention and retaining their interest throughout the storytelling speech. So the second point, which I would really like to appreciate, is the way you have laid out the entire speech, like the structure of the speech. It was having a clear headline, means the clear message, introductory message. Then the body of the content was really good, where you have told about your personal story, and there was a clear message that you have given at the end. So it was a kind of really satisfactory conclusion that you have provided. Third, that point is regarding the pacing and the timing. So you were like you were very calm and composed and throughout your entire speech, and quite confident in the way you were delivering. So I would really appreciate for that. And also you have taken pauses, you were keeping pauses, you were not in a hurry that I have to finish the speech as soon as possible. It was not like that. So it was really commendable that the way you have delivered. And regarding the delivery, which is an amalgamation of the body gesture, the voice modularity, and the speech clarity, you have aced and knocked it off in two of the major components, which is the body gesture and the speech clarity. But there are some of the overarching elements that I would like you to give, that where you can work on, is regarding the camera position and the background. But I felt that your face has to be within the camera angle so that everyone can see your gestures properly. Second is the transition can be a bit smoother, because at the end you were like in a little hurry, so you can work on that. Third is that you should give a take home message at the end, so that everyone is remembering and it makes your story stand out by giving the moral of the story. So in the nutshell, amazing story curation and the good structure, high speech clarity, good body gesture, good pace and timing of the speech. Where you can a little bit work on is the camera position and the background. Then the transition can be a little smoother and create an impact by giving a good moral of the story. So that's it. I hope you find my evaluation report useful and become a successful storyteller in your storytelling journey. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Debanjana, for providing your evaluation for the speaker. I'll come to the evaluation of the speaker in a while. For the evaluator, I just have one commendation, is that you have followed the CRC structure. You have given the commendations and then spoke on the recommendations, and then you have concluded your entire report in a way so that the speaker can find it easy and easy for him to follow in the days to come. That was a job well done. I just have two recommendations for you. One is this, that when you're delivering your evaluation, please try to be on the center of the camera, because I could see that at the top of your head was getting chopped off. Sometimes it might get difficult for the speaker to follow you in that text. And the other is, one of your recommendations spoke about the fact that the transitions could have been smoother. Maybe when we are giving these examples, an example from the speech itself would have helped the speaker, where the transition could, where it was and what it could have been made. For example, if you're saying that the speaker needs to slow down a little bit, try taking up a point from the speech itself where you felt he was fast, could have been slowed down. But apart from that, it was a wonderful evaluation on your part. Moving on to the speaker, the evaluator has actually spoken of most of the points that I have noted on my end as well. I just have a one more commendation and one more recommendation for you. I felt that you had wonderful finger and hand gestures. Each time you wanted to show 3 or 2 or hands were perfectly utilized in your speech. On the recommendation front, I just felt that you were rooted at one place. Maybe that is because of your camera angle or your laptop positioning, which has been mentioned by your evaluator. Try to use the podium a lot more, so that will give you a lot of free access to move your hands a lot more and express yourself to the fullest. And the other is, I felt that there were places where the voice modulation could have been used. You said that you were ridiculed and insulted by your partner. So that is a place where you feel let down. Your voice goes down in those areas. Keeping it in the same pace doesn't leave that impact which you're wanting to create. So the next time when you have such moments of emotional high or emotional low, try to bring that in your delivery as well. That will make more meaning or more drama to your content, which will bring the speaker out of you in ways you have never thought before. Apart from that, it was a wonderful speech and a pretty solid evaluation as well. A round of applause for the speaker and the evaluator. Coming on the podium is our next speaker, Toastmaster Meena, who was evaluated by DTM, Distinguished Toastmaster Brati Shankar Ghosh. I'd like to call on Distinguished Toastmaster Brati to deliver his evaluation for the next speaker.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Bishwaraj. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and especially thank you to the president of Globetrotters to bring me the serendipity today of listening to such a speech. I was probably going to browse the newspaper looking for chances of India's win or what Man City did today, but this was a nice surprise. What a speech, Toastmaster Meena. The first thing anyone would notice about your speech is your presence. It screams out saying, I know what I have to do and I know how to do it, and I can do it with a beautiful smile. Brilliant stage presence. Then it was helped by your brilliant voice modulation. You scorned and you shivered, and then came the touch of humor. When the VP Education came to me and asked me to give a speech, brilliantly presented. You claimed that your vocabulary is not too good, but then I was able to find out quite a few plums in the pudding with flawless triads, flawless, beautiful, magnificent, to name a few. And then you had great connect to the audience, as was required by the speech. You stopped in between the speech, asked the audience for opinion, and continued again. And you also know how to handle a situation when things don't go as in plan, as how you handle the situation when there was some unwanted noise from around, which can happen, right? So brilliantly done. And then again in the questioning answer session, answering every question and then asking if that is what the question asking person actually wanted. Very well done. Toastmaster Meena, you put forward today the importance of challenging oneself. And today I challenged myself to find something which can be polished on this already shining speech. And I only could find out a couple in this 20-minute speech. First, I'd say maybe you could try a little better eye contact. You had eye contact which is a little to the side of the main focus on the screen, so you can try that. Second, I thought this speech was supposed to be an informative one as per the manual. Now, why an informative one? Because it's very easy to ask questions of an informative speech. Now, you did have some information about how to do an evaluation, but it was more for me as a best practice kind of a thing rather than an informative kind of a speech. Also, in an informative speech, you can showcase certain thing, a form, a judge's ballot to show what you're talking about. So maybe there's a couple of things you can incorporate. And finally, I think that you managed the whole speech very well, but managing the question answer to finish maybe a minute or 45 seconds earlier and wrapping up the whole thing have really been the cherry on the cake. The Toastmaster Meena, with your great presence of the speech, voice modulation, connect, and ability to manage situation, you're already the great speaker I was looking for on a Sunday morning. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster Vishwas.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Pratishankar Ghosh, for that wonderful evaluation. I have no recommendations for you. You followed the CRC structure, and you have also given points for the speaker to carry along with her, even after the meeting is over. For the speaker, I just have one thing to say that apart from whatever has been discussed by your evaluator, I just have one suggestion to make. It's not a recommendation, rather a suggestion, which I think can be useful for the days to come. Is what I felt is after around 5-6 minutes into your speech, you have started asking the audience to come live on the camera and start their videos. Maybe once you start on with the speech, if you needed the audience interaction a lot more, or you wanted to see the audience reaction to what you are saying, maybe when you're starting the speech, that could have been incorporated, that I want everyone to come on camera, please, because this is going to be an interactive journey for the next 20 minutes. That would bring the audience right on their feet, right from the word go, and you wouldn't have to do that check in the middle of your speech. But apart from that, I had no other recommendations for you. A wonderful speech and a solid evaluation this time as well. A round of applause for the speaker and the evaluator. I move on to the evaluation of my role players, my tag team, as I call it. Starting with the timer, Toastmaster Moboni. Can you please come on the podium and present to us the timing report for the speaker and the evaluators?
Today, there are two prepared speaker, and our first speaker, Toastmaster Arindam, he has taken 7.29 minutes. And second speaker, Toastmaster Meena, she took 21.02 minutes. Both of them are qualified, and kudos to you, both the speakers. And our evaluator, both are qualified. Our first evaluator, Debanjana, took 3.19 minutes, and second evaluator, Toastmaster Pratishankar Ghosh, has took 3.23 minutes. So
Okay.
both are qualified. These are
Thank
from
you.
my side.
Thank you so much, Madam Timer, for explaining to us the timing report. Moving on to the second role player, the R counter for today is distinguished Toastmaster Gayatri Deshmukh. Calling on the podium, Madam R counter, to present with us your report.
May I please have the screen share access?
I would request the host to grant her the screen share access so that she can share the report she has prepared.
Moboni,
Yeah.
just co-host Toastmaster guy.
Have the screen sharing access now, Madam R counter.
Okay, am I audible and visible?
Yes.
Okay. Here is the first look at our Toastmaster of the day. He had 5+ double crotches, a few R's. There were the word so seems to be the problem area for our Toastmaster of the day. I believe if that is one area he can improve upon, other areas can then be taken care of. As far as our general evaluator is concerned, R's seem to be kind of the sound of the day for him. Rest, I believe there were a few ands which could have been avoided. Double crotches came into play only after he started giving feedback, which was rather impromptu. So all in all, I would say not much of a trouble area, except for those R's which could be worked upon. Talking about our grammarian, during the opening part, our grammarian had a couple of R's and a double crotch. Our timer in the beginning, when she was explaining her role, there were a couple of unintended pauses. While giving her report, there were a few R's and a few ands while presenting her report. For our prepared speakers, I believe our first prepared speaker had 5+ unintentional pauses. Pauses is one of the most recommended aspects when we are trying to eliminate the filler words and filler sounds from our speeches. I believe our first speaker is working on that. A little more diligence in avoiding the use of word and, which felt like a little overused in his speech. I believe he's doing a wonderful job. As far as our prepared speaker is concerned, the word and was used a lot by our prepared speaker. It could have been avoided. The word so was another overused word. The word and was used in a way wherein our speaker used it in sentences like, and that is when, and I, and equally. This is where the word and could have been avoided. And seems to be a popular filler word for today because for our evaluators too, our first evaluator, Debanjana, had 10 plus ands and 10 plus so's in her entire speech. For Debanjana, in the last 15 seconds itself, there were 3 ands. If the speaker diligently becomes alert about how many times the filler sounds are being used, I think she can improve upon it very well. Our second evaluator had a couple of hours which were not really distracting because they were less than 4% in the entire speaking time. However, and was another word which was used a few times where it could have been avoided. There were sentences which were either joined or started with and I, and then, and so. So these are the only areas where our second evaluator could improve upon. That was my report. Thank you so much. I hope it was value added. As far as my report is concerned, there were 3 double crutches which could have been avoided. Thank you so much. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Madam R. Counter, for that extensive report and the detailed report of each of the speakers and the crutch they have used. While I commend you for such a wonderful report, I have a couple of recommendations for you. Number one is this, that in a Toastmasters meeting, we might have guests as well. So displaying that the count of the number of ands and the number of hours in a public forum might be intimidating for a few of the guests. So we might try to share that report offline and only deliver verbally. And the second thing is, if there are more than 4 hours or ums, we might say multiple so's or multiple us or multiple ums. This is because while many Toastmasters might take it in the right spirit, there might be a few Toastmasters who are new to this format or new to this platform, might find it difficult to cope up with and come up on the podium the next time. Having said that, this report is something I would really love to see for my feedback. And like I said, as a recommendation, we would love to see this, but maybe on a personal note and not on a public forum. Having said that, we'll move on to the last role player, the grammarian, and that is Toastmaster Kshitij. So Kshitij, can you please come on the podium and share with us your report?
Hi, thanks for the opportunity of being the grammarian today. As the grammarian, the word of the day was used, which I could take note of once during the meeting by DTM Pratishankar. There were no instances of very improper grammar usage that I could observe. However, there were a few really nice quotes and words being used throughout the speeches. The first one by Toastmaster Arindam, when he said, I'm here trying to chronicle my diary." That's a really beautiful usage of this phrase, "chronicle my diary," that stood out. The second was during Toastmaster Meena's speech of using the word fervently when taking notes and about evaluations. So, it was fervently was used on the feedback from evaluations by one of the speakers. So these were really some usages of grammar and language that stood out for me from the today's meeting. And that's my report for today as the grammarian. Over to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Kshitij, for that wonderful report. And moving on to the evaluation of the entire meeting as a whole right now. We had started the meeting at 10:18. That is 3 minutes past 3:15. That is okay. I think our SAR, Toastmaster Mobani, started with explaining the rules and had a good introduction of the president. I just have one recommendation for Mobani, is that when you're playing the role of the SAR, you're on a Sunday morning at 10:15 a.m. People are still sleepy or are lazy. So you should do something to bring them on track. Try starting with an applause, or try starting with a burst of energy like, "Hello, good morning, everybody." Something of this sort will bring the people's attention back to the meeting. We'll wake them up from their sleep or their hangovers of some other things, and they'll have their focus on the meeting that they are here for. So the next time onwards, try to inject some energy onto the when you are starting the meeting. And apart from that, it was a job well done. A big round of applause for this hour. Moving on to the president of the meeting, Toastmaster Minal. I think Toastmaster Minal spoke about a very important aspect. He spoke about leadership, and his entire message as a president was all about leadership and how that is important. About, and I really liked the fact that he spoke about accountability, because that is something which we all leaders have to also be keeping that in mind. Not just leaders, even when we are not in a leadership position, we need to be accountable, so that that will help our leaders to be accountable to someone else as well, whom they are reporting to or whom they are a subordinate of. I think that was a wonderful job done on your part. No other recommendations for you, Toastmaster Minal. Moving on to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Kamal. I think Toastmaster Kamal had a wonderful start. You had a humor in your content as well. You tried to draw a comparison with what the president has said and what your content is, and you throughout the meeting you kept on comparing gym sessions as well along with the Toastmaster session, something that is very relatable for the Toastmasters or for the guests who are going to sign up later on, that they can get an idea of what they are expecting out of this platform. Just have one recommendation for you, Toastmaster Kamal, and that would be something very technical to do with. Since you are the Toastmaster of the day and you have got a very exciting topic, you are equating a gym session with a Toastmaster session, try to stand up and deliver, because that will help you to flex your arms. You are at a gym, so you definitely will have a dumbbell or a weight in your hands, or you're going to do some push-ups. Well, I'm not asking you to do a push-up, maybe just a mock showing of a push-up or a jog or lifting the weights. That will help you to show the audience that you are at the gym and you're stretching out. And similarly in Toastmasters, you are stretching out your voice as well. So maybe, I know you're doing it from a mobile device. Try to keep it at an elevated position the next time, and walk back a few steps and try to deliver the same content which you did, and you will see the difference what it will make to the entire presentation that you're going to make. Apart from that, it was a job well done. With that, I come to the end of my evaluation section. I hand the podium back to the Toastmaster, Toastmaster Kamal.
A big round of applause for our general evaluator for such brilliant feedback that will definitely help us to grow. Now it's 11:35. We have been doing the exercise for the last more than 1 hour. Exercise of our public speaking, communication skill, leadership skill, presentation skill. I don't think you are tired. Are you? Okay. So as we have joined Toastmasters Club to exercise our communication skill, public speaking skill, doing the exercise for the fitness of our body is also important. I know some of you may be hitting the gym regularly or maybe playing sport, but who are not, they can start doing this from today only. I am also not doing this for a long time, but I will also start doing. And with this note, I will hand over the session to our presiding officer, Toastmaster Minal, for the award session, and take it forward.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kamal, and big round of applause for Toastmaster Kamal. Well done, Kamal. So I hope you all are voted for the best role players. You all are voted? Can I have thumbs up in the screen? Thank you so much. If everyone voted, Toastmaster Moboni, can you share me the? I know that you all are excited. We know we are having very short and crisp meeting today, but thoroughly we enjoy a lot. We have good content throughout meeting. And I know this after meeting, we have another exciting sessions waiting for you. That is our club next leaders who take the roles of our club in the next level. So coming to our first, Momoni, can you share me the result, please? Am I audible? So till actually I'm waiting for the results. So hopefully I'll in short I'll
shared. Okay.
okay, just share. So best primary role player of the day. Any guesses? Any guesses? You are why all are silent? I don't know. So best role player of the day today, Toastmaster Biswaraj. Please clap for Toastmaster Biswaraj. And I'll share the certificate in later. By today only, I'll share the certificate with all the winners. Next, best tag role player. Any guesses? Any guesses, DTM Gayatri?
I voted for Moboni, so I don't know.
So congratulations, DTM Gayatri. You are the best tag role player of the day, and you're showing very creativity in a role as a counter. Next, coming to the best speaker. We have two speakers today, and both are doing amazingly well today. So today, best speaker of the day, Toastmaster Meena. Hearty congratulations, Meena. Next, coming for the best evaluator of the day. Any guesses?
Brati Shankar Ghosh.
Yes. Heartiest congratulations, Bratida, for your evaluation. I know that we learned a lot of new things, and onus on us now try to implement that. So that's all from my side for the meeting today. And within few minutes, we'll start our election for our club, and we'll select our leaders for our club for the next term. So that's all from my side. Anything anyone want to say? Toastmaster DTM Bratida, want to say anything for us, or how can we improve our quality of the meeting? Any suggestion from yours? Because you're a seasoned Toastmaster.
Before Brati says anything, I want to say something because it involves Brati as well into it. So Meena, first of all, congratulations on doing a speech about evaluations, and congratulations on securing an evaluator like Brati Shankar Ghosh for that. Because I don't know, since many of you are new over here, Brati Shankar Ghosh has been the first ever evaluation champion since the evaluation contest began. So he is one of those trendsetters and the pioneers of what an ideal evaluation should look like in the contest. And to get an evaluator like that, you just got it right. So thank you so much, Mrinal, that we got to see something like this today.
Yes.
Now you can take feedback from Brati.
Wow. Okay, so you just made my day, is the what I start saying. I think this is a very, very refreshing meeting, Mrinal, and thank you for inviting me to it. So please do continue it in this status or in this way that you're doing it, getting different people, getting guest speakers, getting guest role players, because that really, really improves the session and also helps both the person visiting and the clubs themselves. So really good, maintained, and interesting session in the morning. Thank you for inviting me here.
Thank you so much for your kind words. So I hope that no guest is there. So right now, I just want to hand over the podium.
One guest is here today.
Toastmaster. Yeah, 2-3 guests. Okay. Priyabrato, are you Toastmaster or your guest? Priyabrata, can you, if possible, can you unmute yourself? Or another person is there, I don't know who is J4.
Yes, hi Mrinal. Good morning.
Hi.
My name is Toastmaster Shravani. I'm staying in Jamnagar, Gujarat, Reliance Township since 26 years. So I'm a part of RG Auditors. You might have heard that club, only ladies club and housewives clubs, but not pushing each other's legs. So actually, Mrinal knows everything every Sunday. I just left my all the Sundays work. I left my husband also, only waiting for 10 o'clock. You understood now how much?
Yes. And thank you for attending meeting on regularly basis.
Yes.
And next time I urge you to take a role.
Yes,
I connect with you, and we are happy to be part of our club as any role players.
Mrinal, I would like to take a next time evaluator role, because today distinguished, or I don't know, Gayatri ma'am and Meena ma'am encouraged me, motivated me. So I would like to try once in your club.
Sure. Thanks a ton. I'll connect with you. Thank you. So that's all from my side. Now I just want to hand over the podium to our election chair, to DTM Gayatri Deshmukh. DTM Gayatri Deshmukh, podium is yours.
Yes, thank you so much, Mrinal. Mrinal, officially we'll have to adjourn this meeting and then we'll have to begin the next meeting.
Bye-bye, leave for now.
Okay, Mrinal?
Mrinal, you are on mute.
Okay. Sorry. Am I audible now?
Yes, now you're audible. So I'll first need you to stop the recording, adjourn the meeting, and then we begin.
So Mobani, please stop the